Hi there. So we're going to be doing some grief healing now with a different form of tarot reading cards, as something I'm noticed missing in the care industry is trained grief counselling healers. Now, I did come across a few methods, as my guide showed me, to help bring forward healing for many during this time from grieving from the pandemic. Now, some tarot card recommendations of the week I am going to give people is guidance for grief cards. Now, I've actually given them a quick test and they work incredibly well. So what I've done is I've pre-selected a reading, as I was meant to post this yesterday, but still having internet problems and phone problems. So just to let you know, I've pre-selected a tarot reading here using these new grief healing cards. Now, they are designed for grief healing in mind, in terms of ways forward of bringing healing from so much loss after the pandemic. My guides had me on a particularly important mission of finding healing ways for many. So looking at this from all angles, I decided to go for something a little more different with my own business and creating combination care healing. Obviously, it's going to be charity work within the NHS, and other than that, it's going to be self-employment with that. So what I'm doing is bringing in a new form of grief counselling and healing for many. So I'm going to give a few readings to trial these and see how they work. So the first card, grief, comes and goes in a kind of oscillation. We can't reflect on the reality of a loss and engage with the world around us at the same time. So we do that in cycles, and it is a card of cycles. Angelic number 10, end of cycles. So in terms of grief and healing, as we know, it hits us in waves. Just when we think we've grieved and healed our last, in comes another wave, an oscillating wave, if you think about it in terms of ohm meters and things like that. Oscillating waves of grieving, so we can create oscillating waves of healing to counterbalance it, therefore aiding elevate grieving. Now, with my angelic Reiki, I do elevate funerals because I don't like the energy that grief brings many. So I always find a way of elevating people at funerals. I'm quite famous for it in Shropshire. So, and I do that out of kindness too. So it's just about bringing forward different ways of grief healing for many at this time. That is a tiny feather dropping in. Do you see it coming down in a wave there like that? So the angelic realm are indeed helping us with this global healing now after the pandemic. And why people are still angry is because of the grieving. That is all, plain and simply. They're grieving and they've had enough. So we help different combination care healing waves, as many as we can. So the next card, dear loved one, I'm trying my best to let communication with you happen naturally, and thank you for every message you send. And the card is naturally, and it's green, which is your heart healing. Pink, I forgot to mention, is your colour for self-healing, self-love. Use rose quartz. And green is for heart healing. And obviously when we lose people, we grieve from our hearts all the love that we had for that person during their lifetime. But remember, that love continues. It doesn't sort of disappear. It continues to grow between the spirit realm and the living. That's the eternal balance between life and death. So listen to what they're trying to say to you at this time. They may be leaving you signs around that they may be with you still, letting you know that they're still there. You're grieving the memory of the physical form. the spiritual form is still there. They haven't gone anywhere. They're still on this planet, just vibrating at a different resonance now, energetically, that's all. They can still hear you. What you have to do is talk to them, let them know you're there, and they'll give you a sign that they're with you. Like I said, whether it's a smell or a sound, or you hear their voice, or you even see them briefly. Perfectly natural. They stay around family while they're grieving. So take note right this time for messages that are coming from the spirit realm to aid you with your grieving process. They're still there, they're still with you grieving. So they are there. The next card, be open to the experience, opening into the love. Once people learn to open to the message instead of trying to control it, they get all kinds of unexpected, amazing things. Don't set parameters, let it unfold naturally. And the card for that is Self-Love Pink. And it is number 22, which breaks down to a 4. And it's unfolding. So let the waves of grief unfold naturally as they hit in healing waves. You know, as you feel the sorrow and the loss, so comes the other side of that, of the waves of healing. So don't control what you feel in your heart in terms of grieving the loss of a loved one. Go with it, write down in journals, write it how you feel. Then, as a way of letting go of the energy, set fire to it, burn off the old energy. That's all that we have to do in terms of sorrow, things that hurt us. It's far simpler to heal than people can imagine. But grieving process makes it very difficult because it happens in constant waves. Just when we think, oh, we've healed, something else will hit us and remind us, and we're back down again. So then we fold it back up again, and it's a constant wave of healing until it doesn't hurt anymore. So don't set parameters. Don't set parameters of how the spirit realm works. They will surprise you in the most amazing ways. And I know spirit that have passed over in my family have actually surprised me in the most amazing ways too. So listen for what they're trying to tell you at this point in time. The next card. Dear loved one, I'm trying my best to enjoy my life going forward in the knowledge that you want me to be happy. Joy, the green card of heart healing. Joy, which is the 9. So, angelic purpose. So, as we're trying to move forward in the living after the loss of a loved one, they too are trying to move forward in the spirit realm. They send their love every day, but they are also trying to move forward in the spirit realm, in their own things that they do in the spirit realm. For those of us that, you know, that when they pass over choose to not reincarnate and take a rest, and I think a lot of us will be doing this after healing many after the pandemic. I'm in 2 minds when I'm coming back at all. It's got this lifetime's really challenged me in every aspect possible, but look, still smiling after all the loss, because I found the tipping point of healing. Once you reach that tipping point, it doesn't hurt so much anymore. So you grieve, you heal, and you heal it in your own time. But it's okay to feel joy after death. It is more than okay to feel that. So the next card, I recognize that grief progresses naturally and may not need to be fixed, cured, or solved. Progression. You just ride the waves of grieving, let it flow naturally. And it's angelic number 2. So just ride the waves of grieving. If you've lost any family members in the pandemic, ride the waves, but write down maybe how it feels. Write down your thoughts, emotions. That's what got me through it, was cleansing, feeling it in my heart, grieving it for my family, each loss we had. I transmuted it for all my family using family tree healing that I learned how to do, healing more than one person at the same time, and healing family lines at the same time, in grieving healing. In terms of that now, you know, I've been holistically still doing that. Even when people think I'm not, I am. To help people, because I can't stand people grieving, suffering, loss. I can't stand it. So accept the healing process is a natural thing. Don't be afraid of it. It hurts. It hurts when you lose someone you love, who you were very close to. And I lost a lot of family members through passing in the pandemic, but they're still with us. They still let me know when my family are acting out, or they'll still let me know, you know, which way forwards we need to go and things like that. So they're still with us. Progress now on the journey of healing the heart from the grief of a loved one. So the next card. Today I will be open to noticing a meaningful daydream, as it might be a message from my loved one. Vision. So number 49 breaks down to a 13. 9 plus 4 is 13. 3 plus 1 is 4. Angelic number 4. So listen to what you're feeling at the time, you know, when you go off into maybe a psychic vision or a daydream, or you're inspired to think about something, especially when it comes to a loved one that's passed over. They'll try and leave you messages everywhere. You just have to sit quietly, meditate, and sift through the noise of people around you, and you'll feel it. That's why I channel out through meditation the noise, the background noise. You know, it can be distracting for some people when you're trying to record a video, but at home I'm used to it. I'm used to my own background noise levels, and I tune it out until I can't hear anything. And I do that through meditation. So take care and take note of your visions right now, because they're messages coming forward from the spirit realm, and they will help you heal the grieving process, and they always do. The next card. I accept that I can't control how or when my loved one communicates with me, and I'm open to receiving messages. Open. 14 breaks down to a 5. So you've got 4 then, and sorry, the colours here, I forgot to mention the colours. That's your crown and third eye chakra. So opening your crown here and third eye, and it will help healing there and there. The blue healing is your throat chakra, which is here. So that will help you verbalize. As they verbalize to you, you'll verbalize it outwardly that you've seen something, or the spirit are giving you a message. Again, purple. So that's your crown and your third eye chakra. So those that are sitting waiting to hear messages from their family in the spirit realm, be open to being patient. Sometimes when you really want to hear a spirit, they don't come through. You know, I've done plenty of readings where the one person sat with me to do a tarot reading, and I've not got much from the spirit realm about them at all. Yet the spirit realm come forward and give me messages for the next reading I do. So pay attention to when spirit realm are coming to you. Be open to receiving the messages in your third eye. You'll either hear it through your third eye. Remember, you've got your ESP senses, your extrasensory perception, and mine's pretty clear. So, you know, listen to the messages that your spirit realm are trying to say to you at this point in time. So the next card. Today, I will be open to noticing a significant coin, as it might be a message from my loved one. Wink. So that is 7 plus 4 equals 11. So when spirit realm, as I know, as I've had spirit realm drop coins with me all the time, when spirit realm drop pennies or coins, in my case half pennies, going back to a memory in my childhood and a treasure hunt at my Granny Jean's house, When they drop coins, it means that your income will improve. So take note of the pennies. What's the saying? Find a penny, pick it up all day long, you'll have good luck. Well, that is a message from the spirit realm. Lots of money doesn't come in, you know, pound notes, £10 notes, 20, 50s, however, you know, Bitcoin, whatever. No, look for the simple things. The simple coins bring the greatest gifts. That's what I was always told in my gypsy family. So, the next card, patience. Angelic number 9. I recognize that learning to communicate with me may take my loved one time and effort. I will try to be patient with the process. So the patience card. Remember, it energy-wise takes a little while for the spirits to come forward with their messages because they're vibrating off their own natural electricity, their own natural energy. Get the Tesla healing codes now. It's the healing vibrations of a planet that we're looking at, and it's far simpler than you think in terms especially of grief, healing and counselling, and what I'm actually doing at the moment by showing you how easily it can be done through taking our mental health care training, or disability or elderly care or childcare, in my case all of them, and taking it into our holistic healing. So the next card is identity. Angelic number 51, which breaks up to a 6. Today I will be open to hearing my loved one's name spoken or seeing it in writing, as it might be a message from loved ones. So maybe you're glancing across at the newspaper and you see, you know, a name particularly sticks out that reminds you of a family member. Take note of that. Or you go to the cinema and you see something that reminds you of that family member that's passed away. Take note of that. Spirit realm are giving you messages. They're helping you heal. So, and again, throat chakra, blue. So healing waves all round. The next card. When you are separated from someone you love through death, your love has not changed. You are still connected and you will be with them again. The only thing that cannot die is love. Remain. And it's angelic card 5. So, as I said, love is still there. As much as that person loved you in life, they will love you in death. As much as you love that person in life, you will love in death. Love transcends death. As in, there is no such thing as death. It continues. The only death there is the physical form. The spirit and the soul form is still there. It's just vibrating at a different frequency to the living right now, and occasionally you get to see it. And if you're lucky, like as mediums, you see it all the time in many varying ways, and it's exhausting after a while. Being woken up at 4:30 in the morning by my spirit guides to say, right, we've got to do this, and this is, you know, I get waken up by that every morning. It's great. But I wouldn't be without that side of me. I would not be me if I didn't have that. So trust that you are still connected with your loved ones. Even though they've passed over, they're still with us. They still send love. They still send their healing thoughts. They will still shred people in life as in death when they've acted out. So trust what you're seeing from the spirit realm. So I pulled a few healing cards to go with this as well. Messages from voices from the spirit realm. And the first card that came out was, there is no such thing as death, which confirms what I was saying. You know, we all realise quite quickly as mediums there's no such thing as death because we can see spirit around us still. So when spirit realm are around you, they're trying to tell you that their souls lived on. They're still with us. The next card. I'm so much better now. Now this is for the rainbow healers that may have passed away during the pandemic, because we lost a great deal of rainbow healers too. Just like us, as I'm a Reiki, angelic Reiki rainbow healer. That's what my necklace is about, is strength. So, as a healer. So we may have lost some rainbow healers with us. So we have spirit of rainbow healers with us as well. And don't forget, the spirit realm can see all your thoughts. No matter what you think, they can see it. As you think of the person passed away, they will be there. As I was explaining to my own family this morning, all I have to do is think of my close family members that passed on, and they're here. It takes light speed for them to shoot from one side of the planet to the other. You know, spirit realm will always let us know they're there, supporting us, guiding us, protecting us, still doing that from the spirit realm. So, the next card, although you may not understand it now, everything happens for a reason. And there is the jigsaw card. So, piecing with healing together, you may not understand the healing process. You know, just go with the flow, let it heal naturally, and you will find it heals. Also, a lot of disability passed away in the pandemic. A lot of mental health, a lot of disability. So that is letting those, some know out there, that their loved ones who passed away are still with them. And no death during anyone's passing other than murder is their fault. No one is at fault. So, and see the spirit go up as I said that, upwards. So if you're feeling guilt over someone's passing, don't. It's not your fault. Believe me, with Jim's case, and I went at every level to save his life, as I realised as a medium I wasn't going to see him again alive. I went in at every level to try and prevent that, as in try and voice, I'm worried for my friend. You know, ever since his passing, I blamed myself because I tried in every way. But then I sat and realised with his spirit that no, it wasn't my fault he passed away. It was his time. It was meant to be his time. That's when he chose to leave the living. And we all choose when we leave the living. So it's nobody's fault when people pass away. Don't feel bad. It's natural to feel that way, and even ride the waves of grieving of it. Don't sit in it too long and dwell, because it'll make you depressed. Believe me, I've been there too over the last 3 years. But you get yourself back up, you cleanse it out, you clear it out, and you release that energy to say, I can no longer accept that energy, I let it go. It's not my fault. And then that's when the waves of healing come, when you cleanse it out. See, I help people grieve as well, obviously being trained in elderly care and liaising with the families after a loved one's passed away. So I take a whole new level of combination care healing in what we're doing. So don't feel guilty. This can be for doctors, for nurses, anyone that's lost loved ones in the pandemic, whether they're working in care or whether they're a family that's lost a patient. It's not your fault. Just ride the waves of healing with it. We've all had that one person who we've taken to working in care and we've gone, oh, I could have done more. I wished I'd have done more, but we couldn't have done more, no matter how hard we try. So let go of the need to self-blame. It's important. And the last card from the spirit realm is, we will all be together again. So I added the all in because that's what my guide said, all. The spirit realm are still carrying on in the spirit realm as we are in the living. You know, they can still have concerts if they so wish. And one particular Freddie Mercury spirit informed me that as a vision, as I put in the novel, that when I saw his spirit come through, I was actually sitting in a theatre. He was on stage with a piano and he was playing away at the piano. And that's vision that I had about the spirit of Freddie Mercury, and Freddie Mercury was the one that said, of course we can have concerts. He's still writing songs, by the way, in the spirit realm. I loved seeing that. That made me happy, knowing that careers can continue in the spirit realm. You know, if we want to carry on being mediums in the spirit realm, helping the living, we can. So we'll all be together again, and you only have to think of them, and they're there anyway. So, a couple of colour healing cards to help with your healing at this time. Peach. Inhale a breath of life. Angelic number 19. So that breaks down to a 10, which breaks down to a 1, endings to beginnings. In death, you look at the life that you have left still. Endings to beginnings. As I know, Jim was one of my endings that ended up creating a beginning. So it heals, it balances. There is always a constant balance between life and death, and we realise that the pandemic created an imbalance between life and death. And where we create waves of healing now, we rebalance it. And we can all do that together. As mediums, as doctors, as nurses, as healers, as counsellors, as support staff, as even patients. We can all do that. So easy. So wearing a little bit of peach in colour might help. Was it We Love Ginger Peachy? That was Looney Tunes, by the way. So just enjoy life. So I'm just seeing what else I get from the card. Just enjoy life right now as it is, because that is the best ways for healing many. The next card, Jade, taking action, 32, which breaks down to a 5. Again, planetary, but going out into nature and walking around nature helps with healing, helps heal the heart. When you're connected to the earth and the source of the earth was designed as a natural healing of the people, of the animals. It's all intrinsically connected, as I keep saying. So when you walk in nature, you're healing your soul back to the levels it should be. So taking action in your own life too. We can all sit and wallow. I've done the same myself with grieving. I've wallowed in my own grieving at times, and I've had to snap myself back out of it and go, no, I'm allowing 10 minutes of grieving for a particularly close family member a day, and then I move forward. I take action, I get up, I carry on. And that's how we slowly heal it. So the next card, Brilliance, the colour, and Water. Waterfalls and water. Brilliance. Discover your sparkle. Angelic number 8. And we can all sparkle. We're all full of sparkle. Enjoy the brilliance of today. And this is more about grieving rather than planetary saving, even though we've got trees and water, things that we spotted together. This is more about flow. Let the flow of grieving happen naturally. When you look at it from the other side, when you've healed, you see the brilliance behind it. Some grieving is so bad it changes us. I know it did for me. I'll never be the same since losing some of those incredibly close family members to cancer. I'll never be the same, especially to cancer, because I was working on a cancer cure in my own body to help others. So those ones, the cancer deaths, hit me the hardest. And that's when they kept hitting me and hitting me and hitting me. And every time I grieved, I got back up and thought, right, I can deal with it. And then it hit me again, and then again and again. And then it took my, family's difficulties of the mind, you know, because none of us are built for this amount of grieving in one go. So when you've healed the other side and you stand up and you look what you've come through, you see the brilliance behind it. You see your own sparkle to get through each day. And you're very grateful for it. I know I am. So discover your inner sparkle when it comes to your own natural healing processes. Remember, it's all natural. And the way we're working at it right now with the angelic cards, system changer. So, in progress to these newer readings I'm bringing forth to help with healing, we can all be system changers. This is for tarot readers now. I'm just giving an example of how this works. And it was a reading I pulled for those that might need a little grief healing right now. So we are system changers. There's a spark within that needs to be seen for the benefit of humanity. Voice yourself and what comes forward that can help raise elevations of the planet and its people and animal. Source energy guides, which is true. Source energy always guides us through these varying processes of grief and healing. Even when we think we're on our own, we're not. The spirit realm all around us. The amount of times I've been surrounded by the angelic realm helping me through all of this grieving process when I felt alone. That is important for mediums and healers. It helps. We have to go off on the journey of solitude and healing. That is part of our learning process as healers. We have to isolate ourselves to heal. So continue with the healing journey. You're doing well, which is confirmed by the resounding yes from the universe. All will be well, so no need to worry. Things will be. So trust the process of grieving and healing. It's natural to feel all these emotions at the same time. No one can tell you there's a right or wrong way to grieve or healing. Healing is in your own time. That's the great thing about healing. Never let anyone tell you you've got to be healed by a certain time. You don't. It takes time, and you'll know in your heart when it doesn't hurt anymore, when you stop crying, when you stop grieving, when you stop being angry, when you stop giving the emotion to that passing. And you flip the other side and you go, okay, they're still with me. I'm just grieving the physical. I'm not grieving the person. The person is still with us. And it heals. So look to the truth within, clarity. The truth of your life within is always near. You may need to do a little soul searching right now for the answers. By doing so, you're creating clarity. Clear thoughts are clear doorways to clear feelings, as it just confirms with the angelic cards that grief healing is a way forward that everybody could do with a bit of right now. So look within for your own clarity, to reach without, to then you can heal yourself, you transcend it, you heal it. As for this is for healers, as we send those waves of healing out to others at the same time. We take on the pains of many at the same time to heal it from our heart space, to then send out that wave of healing to everybody. It's what I do with Angelic Reiki. Been doing that a very, very long time now. And I wouldn't change that part of me for the world at all. So the next card, the Song of the Soul, answer to your calling. A twin flame is nearby. Listen to the song on the breeze. So someone out there is grieving the loss of a twin flame right now. Listen to the song of your soul. Listen to your own calling within. A twin flame is always nearby. I know that in my own life. Mine's still alive. But you have to listen to your heart space to know what your twin flame is saying. Listen, because it will echo. Nature's beauty. When we all take care of our planet, we all take care of each other. Take the time to do something kind for the environment around you, be it big or small. A nurtured planet is a way of nurturing each other through kindness, Mother Naturally love. You see, we create ways of healing. That is nature's beauty. Nature was intended to heal, to work with humans and heal humans. Humans keep destroying it. Coal, oil and gas, drilling, whatever which way you look at it. So we aid each other grief healing. We aid each other grief healing for a planet right now we're hurting, who can see the suffering. We're the grief healers. We're the game changers. We're the system changers. I love it. I love the design in all of this. Wouldn't be without it. So extending an arm and reaching out to touch somebody, and that is the song Touch. I can't remember who does it. I'll post it up, but there's a song called Touch, Reach Out, and the lyrics are reach out and touch somebody. Help others heal as you heal yourself. It's what we do as healers all the time. So riding the wings of change. Changes are happening in your life, but nothing at this time you can't handle. Now, from a planetary shift, we know big changes are coming for the better. You know, just because we're not seeing it as fast as we'd like, we know we've got patience and we know it's going to change. So, riding the wings of change for the better. When we heal within, we heal without. We say it time and time again. You are blessed by the universe at this time. Take a moment to breathe and be proud of your accomplishments. The universe blesses you for all of your hard work. Take stock and enjoy the fruits of your labor. At this time, everybody can take stock and see how far they've come through this wave of the last 3-4 years. I can guarantee there's not many people that have stayed the same. I haven't stayed the same from 1 month to the next. I've changed, I've grown, I've healed, I've elevated. And I know I'm going to keep elevating, you know, because part of my journey is to help heal others holistically. It's always been that. That hasn't changed in me a lifetime. That's what I love about what I do. And passing that knowledge on to help healing others. And that's, again, something I wouldn't change about me for anything. So just know you're blessed by the universe at this time. And don't be afraid to take a spiritual retreat. Take time to rest and focus on your inner zen. Let peace and tranquility flow through you, through your soul. So spiritual retreats, which is something I joked last night, I would love to go on one. I haven't been on one in 10 years. So, you know, I haven't had a minute in 10 years. So taking a time to rest and refocus, where I don't go off climbing mountains to go on a retreat. I go sit in the bath and do my Reiki. So that's my spiritual retreat. You don't have to go mountain climbing. You don't have to, you know, do all these different things. You can do it simply when your 3D life, when your everyday life demands that you don't always have time. Take that spiritual retreat sitting in your own back garden. Do it by growing plants, like I did. And it was something I was taught in my own childhood. Heal through gardening. Because I had an incredibly awakened father. So the last 2 messages I've got here actually for the healers, as I'm bringing forward different ways we can heal people from grieving. So we have the Healer's card of psychic healing. We do have the Healer's card of psychic healing combined with grace to create the balance. So we've got here these psychic healers. We are all psychic healers. We're all capable of healing many. And the wise old lady with the wise old owl. I've got plenty of them in my garden. I have them sitting in the oak tree, hooting away at me at 4 in the morning. I love listening to that, you know. And we've got the herbs and the plants and nature in our hands. We've got our energy, our life force coming down here. We've got motherly nature healing. And if you look, there is even like moon phases across her head crown. So we are up to a blue moon, I believe. Once in a blue moon, we find the great solutions. Hint, hint. So we've got many psychic healers out there that can also learn how to do this, you know, and we can create a lot of great healing for many people, which leads to, and by the way, that angelic card is 10, breaks down to a 1, endings to beginnings, where the endings of problems are, the beginnings to solutions. Now, the angelic number here, 11, 111. So we have the grace to tip the balance. See, this is your temperance card, tipping the flow of balance from grieving to healing. Also a twin flame card here in this particular deck and meaning. The energy flow of healing between Mother Nature and our own souls. The energy healing through water. So healers keep going out there. A few cards from the other day as well. The cuddly evening for healers right now. I've never added the other day. Is blue, activate your healing power. Again, 37 breaks down to a 10. So blues spiritually are important. If you're seeing orbs, blue orbs, or you're photographing blue orbs, it means they are like us, healers, spiritual healers, and blue is the colour of spiritual healing, believe it or not. I've got my turquoise earrings, healing. Magenta, reconnect to your deepest inner knowing, angelic number 5. Deep pinks, deep reds. Rose, attracting relationships. Those coming out of relationships will at this time be attracting relationships. So, angelic number 6 for healing. Lavender, connect to your body, mind and soul. Angelic number 44, which breaks down to an 8. These are your colours, and also with lavender, as it's in my Cancer healing. See the angelic thing coming forward. It's angelic healing. So go with however these cards resonate with you, or if you, whatever you feel from them, go with them. Even though I'm interpreting it one way as my guide showed me, you may see another way as you're watching my video. So if it sparks an idea, great. If it sparks an idea of healing, helping others, even better. Heal the planet, we've got to heal each other. And that's intrinsically connected, of course. So, next colour, gold. Attract abundance, angelic number 3. Notice my eyeshadow has got golds in today. Golds, browns, sort of autumny colours. So, adding abundance to our lives, angelic number 3. I've been seeing 3s everywhere alongside 11s. Everywhere for years and years and years, except lately they just keep coming in waves. Massive signs today, by the way, for somebody out there. And I agree with the message that was passed on to me by the spirit realm. From yourself, I quite agree. So, red, free yourself from pain. Amusing, because my nickname Jim gave me was Red. So, as in Red Freckle, it goes back to Freckle Rock when I was a kid. I used to say when I was about 5, I wanted to be Red Freckle. Such a found it hilarious and nicknamed me Red, and then names the snake after me for fun. Not in a, oh, we're snakes kind of way, just for fun. So anyway, that's why I brought forward my old name, Red Desire. So, red, Passion Healing. The Passion card of freeing yourself from the pain of grieving. So I hope these cards help. I'll post this up, and then I'm going to be posting up a starseed reading for the week as well. I'm trying to catch up with my readings whilst looking after a lot of family with disability at the same time, heal from the same stuff that I've had to heal from, because it affected our entire family. So apologies that my readings aren't as quick as some, but I am looking after a lot of people. So take care all, love and light, and I'll speak to you soon.